You know,
yeah.
Because I started right after I got out of college, so it was like maybe like a year after I got out of college. I finished college, and so I, was working. Then I got fired. Pandemic shit. Life.
You got fired from college?
Oh, Walmart.
I need you to clock out real quick.
You told me college and the family business. Like either one of those, you get fired out of it. That's a bad look.
Man,
Walmart. When I was in college, I was working out here. We didn't have a store out here, so. So
that's what it is. You went to college too?
I did a semester of community college.
I'm about to say you should still be in college, man.
And that shit was whack.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Like, I tried it out, and it wasn't me. I feel like when it's not for you, I don't see wasting my time doing that, wasting all that money when I know exactly what it is I want to do. I'm one of those guys where it's like plan B is a distraction from plan A. Plan A is doing stand-up.
Thanks.
Now, these days, you can YouTube anything you want to go to college for sure.
No, that's a fact.
You don't need to go to college shit.
Nah, not at all. I mean, why pay $100,000 a year when you could just keep the Wi-Fi running monthly?
Mike. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, another episode, Real Rap Podcast, Season 2, Episode 28. Got some young guns on the squad today. Steven Black, Santa Prodigy. We're going to hop right into it. First, we're going to find out a little bit about these gentlemen before we get started. Steven Black, why don't you go and let the people know where you from, how long you been in the comedy game, how long you been in the city?
Oh, shit. Originally, was born in Frankfurt, Germany, believe it or not, across the pond. Yeah, I was born across the pond. You don't believe it?
Now that he say that, don't he look like he done...
He's a true white guy. I keep saying
blonde hair, blue eyes.
Now you guys know
put him
why.
in a uniform
why
with a
I
funny
say
mustache.
my white. I
and it
say,
makes
hey,
sense.
the white guy, Steve.
I was born in Frankfurt, Germany. Unfortunately, got the blonde hair, blue eyes. I've been in the city since I was about got to be like 20 years now at this point.
Is that like military background or
no?
Or your pop was like a scientist on the nuclear program or some shit?
No, my mom, she was born and raised on the east side of the Berlin Wall, so that was the bad side. And then
that's wild.
Yeah, and then when she was about
Before or after they knocked it down?
No, when it was up.
When it was up.
My pop's got a chunk of that wall on his bookshelf. At the crib.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, she flew here with one of her friends when she was in her early mid-20s, and then she just stumbled upon into a bank that my aunt was working at, and my aunt played love doctor. She was like, "Hey, my brother would be perfect for you," and hooked them up, and then here I pop up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your mom's legit got like the full-blown accent and the whole nine, huh?
She can fluently speak that shit.
All right, now let me find out. You don't speak German?
I can say like a few things.
All right,
I can say Was ist das, Guten
Tell me if
Tag.
I say anything right now. Schnacks.
He said some snacks, huh?
Schnack.
Hey, I'm
You
hungry.
said
You got
snacks
some
with
snacks,
an SH.
Where the snacks, huh?
Like it's been smoking that weed. That's what it is.
A Jamaican with munchies. Where the snacks,
Where the snacks at, man?
That's what it is. So she met your pops and then you pop out.
Yeah, basically. I was born there. She got pregnant. She went back to Germany. My dad, he flew out there. And it's a whole ordeal. Like, it's a whole crazy story. I still haven't heard, like, every little detail, so I can't tell it. I don't know how
went
wild.
to Germany?
Yeah.
As an American doing that, it's like so much history behind that.
Right. Yeah. Why stop at the one time?
Yeah. So wait, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this story. So like,
I don't know every detail, so I can't really tell.
Is your mom's around right now? She in Germany?
No, my mom, like, we all live here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, she said fuck that and came here, but I'm trying to say fuck this and go back.
You sure?
100%.
To Germany, you want to go back?
I definitely want to backpack across Europe.
Oh hell yeah!
You're gonna have to tell jokes in German.
You can never tell jokes.
No, I'm saying you're gonna have to tell jokes in German now.
Oh yeah, no, it's no problem.
But
like
if
a
you get
16-hour
good
flight.
at comedy in Chicago and go
I'm
back
saying
to Germany and start doing stand
in the
up,
language.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
A 16-hour flight, get to learn the language a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sleep on that flight. You're gonna study the language the whole time.
I mean, obviously for a little bit, but
Fuck with you.
Okay.
Well, been doing comedy for, I think I just hit my 3-year mark in February. Yeah, so, well, like, it's weird because I started right before the pandemic, so technically it's 3 years since I ever hit the stage, but then it's been a year since I've been doing it consistently. So it's a little, I don't know. I never know which one to say, so I say both.
I noticed that a lot of people know their actual like comedy date, like it's their like birthday or the anniversary date or what. I don't know. I know the general.
I know the month. I don't know the
I know
date.
the around the time of, man. What about you, Sam?
What's the question?
State your name, state your business. Where you from? How long you been in the comedy game?
Samuel, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Sam the Prodigy. I've been doing comedy since I was like I said, I don't remember the actual day, but I remember the actual show. First time I got into, like I told you, it was Rodney Lumpkins. He put me on the show at Goodfellas in Cedar Lake, Illinois, Cedar Lake, Indiana, with the whites. I was with the whites, Steven. So my first show was in front of white people. So
that shit, like I was gonna be proud. Like, good for you, Sam.
yeah. I think I've been doing comedy about 6 years now. 26, so since I was like 20. You know, I think, like he said, it was weird though, because I had so many on and offs when I first started, just going through life, up and down, school and shit. Still doing it, but now like I think I went professional and like full time in 2018, 19. And then the fucking pandemic hit. And I was like, you son of a bitch. 4 years, 3.5 full time and 6 altogether.
What's the big picture on it? Like, you want to be stand-up first? You want to be actor first? You want to be skits first?
I went to school to, it's kind of crazy because we were talking about school and what people are like, you don't need to go to school for everything. And I'm like, I agree with that. Completely. A guy that went to school and graduated and did all that shit, I completely agree with that. But I went for a few reasons, and it's crazy. I went for the love of the activity of art and entertaining people. And
performing arts school you went to?
I went to a school, and I majored in performance studies. So I decided to do that because I knew I wanted to do comedy no matter what. I said I want to do comedy. I had done a few acting plays and whatnot, but the whole gist of being a comic to the level I want to take it is I don't want to just be the stand-up guy. I know I want to act, I want to do a few things, but I also want to express that my art form to its fullest, potential. I want to be able to take my writing and my craft to levels where I can go into halls and speak to people about the art of comedy and and how it's
comedy
structured.
Ambassador,
and be somebody of a stature where we can talk about it and teach the next generation about it, and not just be completely silly all the time. I had to learn how to, like, that was my biggest angle at school. Like, how do I stop being silly? Because at some point in time, I got to be able to articulate what I'm doing and understand.
I definitely
and understand the meaning behind it. And the reason why I say performance studies, because that's what we did. We studied the art of performance. Like, one of the last things we had to do was understand and break down and critique performances. Like, we had to critically analyze performances and like break them down to the basic level and understand what they did in these performances. That
give me an example of one of those.
Perfect one. I chose Sticks and Stones. We had to break down a performance and whatever you want to choose. Since I was a comic, why Chappelle? Because
I said by Chappelle.
By Chappelle, yeah. And I chose Chappelle because I felt that my junior year. I tried this my junior year with what's that, Sunset Strip, Richard Pryor.
Oh, okay.
And I got an F. And yeah, she completely failed me because the two people I had to deal with were people who created the program, first of all. So they were not gonna let me slack. So they're like, we know you want to be a comic, we know this, but this is complete shit. So my senior year, I came back and I did it again. And I refocused and I really got into my craft. Like, what did Chappelle do in this performance? Why did he do it? What was his intentions? And what made it so grand? And that's why I always tell people I still feel like that's his greatest like performance, period, because of the stuff that he intentionally did and what he intentionally was talking about and the kind of crowd he was in and the element. And it set the tone for a lot of things. Even with the basis of it being called Sticks and Stones. These are just words. The same thing with jokes. These are all just jokes. They shouldn't hurt your fucking feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. That's what, like, it's like so many puns and so many elements that he put into it, but they were intentional. And I started to understand that. I'm like, you know what, this is what I want my comedy to be about. I want it to be intentional, but I want my art, the stuff I've learned in school, to be what I'm killing you guys with. What I'm deciding to go ahead and hit y'all with, like, my personas, my storytelling.
Looking back, if you was to fast forward in your brain and you're looking back to now, who was the comic that you would be like, all right, this this was comedy when I was younger. Both of y'all cats is like mad young. So growing up, in my mind, like when I was coming up, like Eddie Murphy was that guy. You know, it was on the tail end of Richard Pryor. I was just young enough where I knew he was that guy, but the dude that really caught me, and I was like, man, I don't understand how somebody's that amazing, was like Eddie Murphy. Looking back, who is that for y'all's generation?
I feel like not even as a personal preference, but just as who was that guy. I would say Kevin Hart. Like he was the superstar comic from like 2010 to 2020.
Yeah.
I was talking to another comic not too long ago. I feel like, I don't want to say Kevin Hart's fallen off, but I feel like that spot, like who's going to be the next guy, is up for debate right now. I don't think there's anyone who's got it.
I like to say, I like the way you act. I like the way you ask the question. I agree. It's not. I don't have the same answer as you, but I do agree with your statement. You're saying about Kevin Hart. I completely think that's a valid statement.
I'm not saying he like my personal favorite, but I'm saying like the guy who may have had that spot.
Yeah. For me, I feel like growing up, who had that spot for me probably was Chappelle, only because my dad had so much Chappelle paraphernalia in the fucking house. By
Man,
that,
I got all 3 seasons.
Yeah,
of
he
Chappelle
had
Show
all
on
the
DVD
seasons.
at my crib
He had
right
all
now.
Chappelle's stand-ups, like specials. It was him and Eddie Murphy for me, because I watched all Eddie's movies too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All his movies. So it was him and Eddie for me. And then when I was in high school, like you said, Kevin was definitely that guy. But I never thought. Now that you're saying like now, who's gonna take that spot? It's Chappelle's. If you really want to look at it,
I mean, to be honest, like when he came back in 2017, everyone was just like, it kind of feels like.
I tell you this. I compare it because you just said from the years Kevin killed. I'll tell you this: Kevin killed those years, but Kevin got 3. He got two really great ones.
Mm-hmm.
He got 3 in a row that was really like, oh shit, and the last 3 were like, okay.
Yeah.
But those first 3 seriously funny. I'm a grown little man,
100%.
and laughing my pain.
Madison
Woo!
Square
Oh
Garden.
my god.
Yeah.
But no offense. On a higher thinking level, the 4 that Chappelle did from 17 to 9, they all won Grammys, dog.
100%.
And nobody really talks about that
like
shit.
when Chappelle came back in 2017, it was like when you see a heavy hitter in a comedy club and you just got like, all right, we ain't finna go up. Like it was like he came back after that decade or so hiatus where he just didn't, like he was doing shows, but he wasn't doing nothing big. And then he just came back, killed it with that, and then he just...
You're saying, Kill, I think we have different idea. I agree with both of y'all as much as I disagree, is that what Chappelle's doing in my eyes is different than killing, being funny for the sake of being funny. Like, Tony Roberts is fucking funny. Tony Roberts has a bit about suicide that actually kills me. You know what I mean?
You know who's actually...
Dave Chappelle is going to go out there, and he's going to do that damn Stanislavski method, like what you're talking about with the art behind the funny. Like he's gonna make you think, and you're gonna laugh like inside your mind. But if you actually just want to pee your pants, there's a different slap.
All right, I can give y'all the top of 3 piss your pants comics right now.
Oh, okay.
You got Cat, Corey Holcomb. Yeah, you let him get a little lick in his system. Cat, Corey Holcomb, and I'm gonna say Deion Cole. They're gonna piss your pants.
Who's your top 3? Or like top 3 piss comics or...
piss your pants, them 3 people.
Piss your pants is Tony Roberts, Patrice O'Neal, and...
Patrice definitely.
This is gonna go over y'all heads. This is gonna go over y'all heads probably just because of the age group. Sam Kinison, man.
Oh, Sam Kinison. Oh, my God.
All right, that's a good
different. Just screaming into the mic.
Okay.
But no, he was like what he was saying, but he just hit you with that rhythm. I'll tell you, I lost my breath like to that point where you laugh so hard, where you're scared you might pass out. Was watching my friend watch Eddie Murphy do the falling down the on Betty falling down the stairs. Oh, my shoe! Like when I had already seen it 28 times, but watching my friend watch it for the first time and seeing how hard he was laughing made me laugh so hard. I thought I was gonna pass out for real.
You know what I like to I think this is probably why I got fired from Walmart, but I used to stock the freezers and shit, and from like 4 a.m. to like 7 a.m. and I used to listen to nothing but Richard Pryor albums.
Oh yeah.
like the one Am I Funny? Like I hope I'm funny, nigga, I hope I'm funny. There's a few of them he did in the 70s, but that's another one. He can make you piss your pants.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
All day
100%.
long.
I was gonna say Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal was a like I can watch Elephant in the Room back to back. I'm just gonna be sitting there cracking up because the shit like I wish he was still around today just to piss off everybody because his level of I don't give a fuck exceeded anyone else's, and it was to me it was also like one of his downfalls. Like he could have been a very successful comic, and as far as like the business aspect of it. But him just not wanting to like really compromise for who he was as a person, like it was for the greater good in the long run. And if you're a comic, you respect it 100%. And it's just watching him do it. It's like he got a joke, man. He was like, I was watching the Special Olympics, and it was the 100-yard stumble, and I just every time I think about that shit.
So here's my question, right? So you were
100-yard
actually
stumble.
born in the 2000s. You were born mid-90s, right? What's the first piece of video footage of you
Shit.
that
Doing
maybe your
stand-up?
parents said no?
Oh, I was like,
Your life
Oh,
being
right.
captured on tape.
I gotta like the me
Because
being high.
cell
I gotta
phones came
really
out.
think
Cell
about that
phones
shit.
came out early '90s for real, and video phones came out early 2000s, where everybody had one. So I mean, for me, video footage of me, good luck. You're not gonna find it unless it was like some graduation or like somebody's wedding. Maybe once or twice until I'm in my 20s when cell phones is really popping out like that. You guys grew up with them. Like your parents had them the same time I had them.
Other than my dad filming like us in the house when I was like 12.
That's what I'm
and
talking
shit, and yeah, maybe around that time. Maybe,
For real?
yeah,
Because me growing up, for you to have video footage of you as a baby, your parents had some money because they had a movie camera on their shoulder. And then
I
nobody in my
can't
neighborhoods
remember
had
the
it.
who had the camera. I don't remember. I'm trying to think like
So about
damn.
12 is the first like video footage of you? Had to been before that,
Because you know,
man.
right now all I can think about is my memories. And I'm like, that's not footage. That's my memory, dumbass.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably like when I was
Nobody have an old phone from
probably
99?
matter of fact, my school has footage of us graduating when I was a kid. I remember that video.
Like kindergarten?
Preschool.
Preschool?
I remember that shit. Man.
What about you?
I remember that. That's fucked
well,
up.
my dad's an audio and camera, like for the backgrounds and stuff, like commercials for the football games and stuff like that. So there was always a camera in the house. So I think mine was probably me taking my first steps, some shit like that. Probably.
You're a Truman Show kid.
No,
No?
I'm not familiar with that term.
Truman Show?
Truman Show.
I
Basically,
know what the Truman Show is, but is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, he
Oh.
like basically.
Yeah, like the
idea behind
overarching
it.
concept.
Oh yeah,
No, I just mean like Truman Show, like there's a lot of footage of you.
yeah, probably.
We got
yeah,
a
I
lot
haven't
of
seen it.
photos, you know, because my
Yeah.
dad was like he said, his dad was in the behind the scenes. My dad was on the radio, so he kept camera equipment and radio equipment, but he had a lot of cameras. Like we had, no, I got nothing but photos. I'm pretty sure if I asked him, like, y'all got video footage of us? Because we had cameras, like you said, growing up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I had to have footage of us somewhere. Now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I'm just
I didn't even
wondering.
think about
I'm
it.
wondering what's that? What that would be like? Cause yeah, I can go to my folks' spot and there's photo albums of
Yeah.
me, and I could take a look at a picture and they could be like, "That's your auntie." Woo,
Yeah,
woo.
we got
was
that kinda
over
shit,
at the
yeah.
yada yada boom boom, and we was doing this, and then my mind has to play it like you know.
Yeah,
what
that's
could've
all we
possibly
got.
going
Are
on.
those kind of photos? That's why I'm like, video?
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I'm
but
talking
we
about
got,
like videos because
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I definitely remember them chapped ass lips of mine when I was 12 on camera. So I definitely, that was around the first time I was on camera. I was camera shy, but then I started to really start to like the camera and that's what's weird. A lot of people ask me like, why don't you do more skits? You're funny. A lot of people tell me that I'm way funnier on camera than I am in person. Like you're funny in person, but on camera you're just hilarious. And you notice I didn't say on stage. They fucking think I'm hilarious on stage. I appreciate that. I really do. I take time for that. But yeah, on camera, I just get to playing. I can't help it, and I'm natural with it. I can get the serious. And that's why when I went to school, I know that I had to hit that switch. It's a switch. I can go from bullshitting into all right, we serious. I got a scene. Get your ass, and that's the real part about it. Cause like you really fall into the moment. Like when they say when people meditate, like what do you? I can be present. When I be acting, that's my form of meditation. I'm doing my conscious because I'm in the moment. I'm so present. I'm in tune with everything. That's why it's fun with playing with crowd work and seeing where people at. Because I'm really like, I'm where y'all at. I'm right here.
Mm.
And after that, I'm done. I can go back and do whatever the fuck I was doing. But, it's a switch. I had to learn how to turn it on, turn it off.
Oh,
Now I'm trying to learn how to turn it on, turn it off at work.
So what do you guys do as far as like when you're writing a new joke? Or you trying to like pick up new material? Like what's your go-to? Like how do you what do you take from? Do you take like life experiences? What's in the news? Like what do you do?
If it grabbed me, I a lot of times I like to write on stage. If I'm getting steady stage time, and I just keep, trying to hone in on a concept of something new's going on. But I think the best stuff, the most honest stuff is when you're actually talking about yourself, when you're being the most authentic you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but sometimes that could be hard when you actually sit there and start thinking about like, ooh, that's uncomfortable. I don't really want to put that out in a room full of strangers. But then you end up, you kind of have to. I draw the comparison all the time about Kevin Hart. I mean, in his second special, he told the entire world on video that his pops used to blow people off for rocks. You know what I mean? And sure, it's a
as a
joke,
grown
but those
man,
are
think about
also
that now.
those are
That's
also
funny as
words that he said that he's telling everybody are true. And his pops was in the building when they were recording it and putting it on Netflix. That's a hell of a thing to say, man. To admit to your best
Imagine
friend.
the backstage like,
Wasn't
hey,
no
son,
Netflix then. It was just, just funny to say wasn't no Netflix then. But that is some funny shit to say with your daddy in the fucking room.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I'm writing a new joke, like he said, it's best to go from real life experience. My whole thing, I've said it on stage, I don't like to talk about people. I talk about me. It's funnier to me. So when I like to write a joke, if it's not about me, I like to write things that are funny to me. And if it's already not about me and I don't think it's funny enough to tell on my own, or I want to pick people's brain already, I start to go to like maybe other comics I trust. Like, hey, what do you think about this joke? What do you think about this joke? What do you think about this joke? And I'll sell it to them. They may like, that's not funny. Then I may start to pick and pull and add and like rebuild my joke now because it already wasn't about me. It's just something I thought was funny. Let me see how other people perceive it. So then once that point, I start to go on stage telling it 8 different ways. And then by the time I figure
you got like a bunch of different segues and punchlines and shit. Okay.
Not even that until I feel comfortable enough to tell it a certain way.
Okay.
And then I start to find my new segues,
Oh, okay.
I got to find a point where everyone finds it funny now. And then when everyone finds it funny, I can add the segues in.
So what's funny about that pastor in New York getting robbed for $400,000 worth of jewelry?
The fact that I wasn't there robbing
on
him.
the side. I know one when I see one.
The fact that I wasn't right there robbing them with him.
He was like, man, they don't know that we know more than what they think we know. It is what it is. We're going to get you. And I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, he was talking about them like they was ops.
Right.
Like he's about to have the 4 horsemen riding for him. I didn't even see that
someone.
That's all I want to know. He gonna have the Judas gang come pop out on him.
Someone's gonna go get him. Because I seen the videos he's pulling up in like these Fendi suits and the Rolls Royce and the Lamborghinis. I was like, bro, you are taken out of that collection plate. I know it.
Dog, listen. All I want to know is, Jesus, what do I be at when you're giving out these blessings? Because that was an easy lick. I'm just saying, they could have called me. They could have called you, Steven. You been out there in New York. You know what I'm saying? You Brooklyn ain't nothing but a bridge away. You could have been like, hey, y'all call me. I could have told this nigga a joke or two, made him laugh. Hey, you's a funny white boy. Where you from? Rob him, get him. You know what I'm saying? And now they gonna break you off something. You know what I'm saying?
No, what was funny to me is that he was like, he took me and my wife's jewelry, and I ran out the church to go get him and try to get my jewelry back. I was like, so you said fuck your wife's jewelry, huh?
He did not say his jewelry. You're right. I feel like, that's just, it's kind of fucked up, though. You was kind of flashy, though, and you was out here kind of asking somebody.
Oh, so you victim blaming?
I'm victim blaming, yes.
I'm not mad at it. That scene, that
just
does
saying,
seem a little
watch this. Who won the lottery right now in Illinois? We don't know.
Right.
We don't know. They like, don't put my name out there.
Right.
Don't put my name out there. I'm not
I
gonna
just
be
want-
We're definitely gonna find out who it is in 6 years when he blows all the money and he's getting sued by the old lady and he loses whatever he spent it all on. And statistically speaking,
Right.
that's probably what's gonna happen.
I don't know. Personally, that's the thing. Like getting that much money that fast, logically speaking, what the fuck do you do?
Spend it.
I mean, what was it, 1.28 billion?
Nigga, it was $600 million. That's
Was
after
it?
taxes. Nigga, it was $1 billion win. After taxes, it's $630 million.
If you're smart, you invest. You save some.
No, fuck that invest bullshit right now. Listen, that shit falls.
I'm saying if you're smart, but logically speaking, you're gonna blow it all.
Logically speaking, what bank just gonna be like, we'll hold it all?
Any bank, every single bank. That's what they're there for.
Listen, no bullshit.
Unless you want to keep that shit in your mattress.
Can you keep that much in the bank? Let me ask a rich person like that. Can I keep $600?
Where do you think Elon Musk keeps his money?
A couple banks.
Under the mattress.
Right.
A couple banks in Twitter somewhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, you probably want to spread it out. So the first thing you do is you hire 2 lawyers. Then you hire 5 accountants.
Make
then
sure
you
they
hire
are all
6 more
Jewish.
lawyers to watch the first 2 lawyers and the
what
other
I'm
6
saying.
accountants. And you just keep on going.
What did you guys think about? Did you guys see Will Smith's formal apology?
You know what? I saw it like when I was coming into that. I'm like, I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't see the whole thing because like, it was a question on the board he was reading. It doesn't look like a video or something he actually put out himself. It looked like he was reading questions from something. He just answered the question.
Yeah.
But that's okay though, because he said he formally hasn't got the chance to speak to him personally. So I don't understand why he hasn't put out an apology. Well, I don't really understand why, because you might as well. You
To
do
me,
everything
like,
else. But
so I watched a majority of it. I can't say I watched all of it. I think I saw the first 3 questions. And the first one, he was saying like, "Oh, Chris Rock. To my knowledge, Chris Rock doesn't want to speak to me right now." And for the first and third question, he gave a pretty like detailed answer. And the second one, it was like, "Did Jada tell you to go do something?" And he was just kind of like, "Nah, my actions were my own. Sorry, babe." And then I was like, I don't really buy that. I was like, I think Jada Velli gave you a look, and then you was like,
Jada Valley.
and you went and did some shit. But the only reason I bring it up is because one of the funniest things when it did happen, like as a comic, I would like after like because I was asleep when it happened. I didn't even see it. I woke up the next morning, I saw all that shit, and I was immediately annoyed.
I was writing jokes when this shit happened. That was crazy.
But the funniest thing I saw when it happened was that it was something on Facebook. It goes, I don't have enough evidence to back it up, but I think Will Smith killed Tupac. And then all I thought about, I was like, one of you were in Vegas in '96 when Pac got shot, and you're just like, oh my God, whoever in that car just shot Tupac, and they're driving off, and then the windows, all you hear coming out the windows is, "Party on the city where the heat is on." I was like, why the fuck is Miami playing right now?
Last thing Pac hears is Jiggy.
And that's exactly the reason. No offense, I ain't saying I'm worried about a motherfucker come up there and slap me, because you know what I'm saying, these motherfuckers. Shout out to my boy Tavares, man. These motherfuckers hurt. We small, but these bitches hurt.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about, folks. Though, like, you know what I'm saying, you invite that kind of energy. No offense. But like, you know, Will was just on that kind of time that day, and you know, he should have got his ass beat too. No bullshit. You ain't finna walk up to me and slap me on the motherfucking Oscars, nigga. I done got to this point. I'm gonna show you why I got to this point, my nigga.
Right.
I know what's happening after I leave.
You gonna show him
I
why
know what's
everyone hates
happening
Chris,
after I
huh?
put these hands on you. You feel me? Like, I don't give a fuck. You feel? That's also some of the rudest shit you could do. We ain't gonna sit on that topic too long. But that's some rude ass
Then
shit.
go sit back down and enjoy the rest of the night.
Like, the mentality to do that in general is something that's wild, man. There's not a whole lot of people on planet Earth that slapped other people. That's just, a lot of people talk about whatever. But to just get up and slap somebody in the privacy of the streets, not everybody's doing that. To get up and slap somebody at your job's like award party,
At the jobs award party.
that's being recorded
On
that's
career
actually-
day, like
That's actually amazing. Like the like I've never bungee jumped or like skydived.
Nigga, that's
but
like
whatever
slapping-
whatever that thing is, right before you jump out the plane, and you're like, here we go. Like that's got to be the same
Nigga, that's like
mechanisms
slapping
that was going on.
The person who's handing you your degrees as you graduated from college. That's like
Basically,
slapping them and
end
then
of the
thank
day.
you. And they're like, motherfucker, you do realize I gotta see you again.
Yeah,
Do realize I know
the
you.
diploma, you shake his hand, just psh.
yeah. Off a corny joke, like I didn't think you were gonna graduate, and you go, what?
I didn't think they were gonna make it, but Samuel Bradford. I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? let me go ahead. Where my powder at?
In front
You
of
know
your
what I'm saying?
mama
He
and
pimp slapped that
everybody.
nigga on national TV. Open hand.
Sat back down and then partied afterwards.
And party in that
With
bitch
the Oscar.
afterwards. Nigga, do you know what time about I was too fogged
He was
out?
dancing to his own track too. That
Nigga was
the gangster
rapping his
part.
own. You know how fucking lit you gotta be to slap a nigga open hand.
I'm telling you.
Receive an award and kick it and rap your own lyrics in that shit like that nigga ain't the host.
Telling you, Jada Velli's on top of that.
And I'm pretty sure the nigga watched New Jack City that night.
He was slapping Pookie. The whatchamacall, like if you've ever had like a really good set, like that vibe that you get and how everybody's in the crowd, like pow, 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 double finger guns. Oh, Steven Black, you killed it. Oh, Sam Prodigy, you funny as shit.
Man, I remember
like that good vibe that you get during that. Maximize that multiply that by 1,000 and feel it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from the time you're 17. And that's what it's like to be Will Smith. So he's actually operating on a completely different plane of existence than we are. We touch moments of like greatness if because we're in the same industry ultimately. And if you have something good happen to you and everybody's reacting to that around you, that feels phenomenal, man. I feel like you're on top of the world.
That's the thing about stand-up, man. Like when people do like the TikToks and everything, they get the likes, and it's that like adrenaline rush. It's that dopamine that goes off in your head. It's like, okay, I want that, and then but I've had it at moments, but I've also had the moments where I'm like on stage and it's live. You're hearing the actual laughter. You're seeing the physical. People there and they're laughing, they're losing their shit and everything. It's a drug when you're doing stand-up. Like it's when you get on that high of like you got so much control in this room because you're making all these people laugh. And when you keep getting that laugh,
drug.
It's incredible and it's like it's intoxicating. I love it.
Now to have that running on a continuous loop for 10, 15, 20, 25 years.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Rick James.
You ready to just slap somebody
No,
on stage? And
life
then
can be your
get
cocaine.
back?
Life is Will Smith's cocaine. Shit, the life he lived.
You doing all types of random shit.
No. I'm not saying the drug itself.
No.
Yeah, that's. I get what you're saying.
No,
he is doing our type.
He always does like some random. Before that, he was.
You know what
always,
we
like,
call
doing
that in the hood? The nigga doing side missions. The nigga doing something. A lot of niggas out here doing side missions.
Dogg
Rick
does
Ross,
side
Snoop Dogg, side missions.
He completed the main story arc. Now he's just doing all the side quests.
But that's a good comparison because Snoop Dogg had a very similar. Will Smith and Snoop Dogg are basically the same person. They both started off as megastar rappers from teenage. 16, 17 is when both of them blew up. 16, 17, 18. Will Smith won the first Grammy. Snoop Dogg was the biggest rapper of
Doggy Style
96, 97, 98, whenever he came out. And then
Snoop came out like 92 damn near.
Doggy Style dropped in 93, didn't it?
No, Snoop came out in 92, bro.
I'm talking about Doggy Style.
Probably like 94 then.
It ain't no fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
homies-
whenever that
And
came
I'm
out,
younger than you, Mike.
So
It's the contact high.
Yeah. It's also the context. Whatever year, fact check it, Big Joe. But anyway, whatever year he popped out, they both had the same career arc, and then popped in the movies, popped into the regular da 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 da.
Snoop Dogg
But
killed it in Baby
how
Boy.
what Snoop Dogg did is he stayed a regular schmegular dude, man. And they both had access to the exact same. I don't know, like I grew up with these niggas, but they both had access to the exact same Hollywood lights, drugs, party, rock and roll, woo, 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 woo. But Snoop Dogg went that way, and somehow Tupac's still in the middle of this conspiracy. I think not. And Will Smith went this direction and became like whatever this is, this little goofy slapping. I always had a problem with Will Smith because he never played the bad guy in movies, and I just don't trust that. I'm gonna be honest.
He's always the protagonist in every movie.
Yeah, he's always the winner, but then he does something like this, and he's the loser in real life. Like those two don't mix.
Let me think about it.
Because Bill Cosby used to be Mr. I'm not gonna cuss on stage, and all you kids pull your pants up, whole time you Spanish fly. You know what I mean?
So you're telling me if Denzel didn't star in Training Day, he would have had a completely different life?
His new scandal would be coming out any minute now. Pee Wee Herman never played the weirdo on stage. Boom,
Jerked off in a movie.
Weirdo in real life. Follow it down the thing, man.
You're making some good
I'm
points.
not going down the rabbit hole.
Tom Cruise, for as crazy as we want to talk
go.
about Tom Cruise, you never really heard a scandal about him. Played the bad guy opposite of Jamie Foxx in that one movie. If you play the bad guy, you're good to go. If you always play the good guy, nonstop the good guy, I don't trust you. And Will Smith, nothing but the good guy.
Anyway, did you guys hear about Vabbing?
I'm going to. I'm. He played the good guy every role, I suppose, and then the only other not role
Wild
he
Wild
played
West,
was when he was a
I'm
homosexual.
Robot,
So
I Am Legend, I Robot.
only. How about this? If you don't play the bad guy, you got to at least play the homosexual. I'm just saying.
Michael K. Williams never had.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
If you're not the bad guy, you got to play the homosexual. And guess what, Dave? Look at Dave. Instead of him being able to talk about the stuff in his skits, he's like, I'll be the bad guy. I'll quit. It's either you're the bad guy or you're going to do what we say. One or the other.
Oh, yeah. What y'all think
Or
about...
you got to play the bad guy.
Because right now, Sesame Street's the bad guy, huh?
What they do?
Right.
They talking about the Sesame Street characters at the parks ain't hugging the black kids.
Oh, I seen that shit. Oh, fuck them. I seen that. They can
I
suck
am
a
not
dick.
familiar with this.
Dude,
Is it really fucked up?
They go up to the kids like this. Hi. Oh, black kid. Slap them and keep moving. I swear to God. Like what the fuck?
Elmo, Bert, and Ernie and them?
Bert specifically was bitch ass. I'll beat the shit out of Bert.
Big Bird, Snuffleupagus, all of them just saying,
You know what I'm
fuck
gonna do?
the black kid.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dress me and my niece up in white face.
Yeah.
In the skin, how they be doing us, and we gonna show them. We go. You got the taser.
Can I get that hug?
Hug him.
Yeah.
Tase his ass and take your mask off.
I mean,
yeah,
this
motherfucker.
This is interesting because I really do have the...
Tased by a 6-year-old.
I do really have the new age Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes on the pod today. But every generation...
Oh,
White man can't jump.
Every generation, I think the overall definition of racism changes, right? Because racism back in 1912 is different than racism in 2022. But what does it, like in your mind, when you hear that word, what is the picture in your brain that's being painted? From y'all's perspective, from y'all's...
We'll see how my people are the best at it.
What, perceiving it or actually, like, you know,
You
explaining
talking about
it?
the Germans? I mean,
Exactly. Which one you gotta be? You gotta be.
might get the silver silver medal in the overall for sure.
I don't know. Nowadays, when I think about racism and you see everything that's going on, it's more of a something. It's a feeling because it's something that was taught to them, you know. So they feel a certain way and they feel entitled. So I feel like it's a sense of entitlement. Racism. You feel so entitled to something that you decide to discriminate me and other people and.
For no good reason.
For reasons you have found valid in your mind. I find that very delusional, and I find it very very scary for valid reasons of my own.
Okay. So let me ask you: when you're saying them, obviously you get along with Steven Black. Obviously, he happens to be a Caucasian guy. So when you're saying them, you don't mean white people, as in all of y'all. You're meaning a certain kind of white people, a certain group?
I mean anybody who's a fucking racist.
All right.
You could be a racist. You could be purple if you're a racist. You could be brown if you're a racist. It doesn't matter. But if you are taking that definition I gave you, and if it fits you, and if you discriminate people because of a certain reason, of a certain endearment you feel, then that's just disgusting to me. And I feel like that spirit and that energy is here. Is here strong in our country. And I can understand why you said earlier you want to go back and then definitely understand your roots. And as soon as I get my passport and figure out which country is the safest, and I get enough.
So you got to be Jamaican.
Who, me?
Yeah.
With all this hair?
Yeah.
No. I'm nigga.
Okay.
Straight nigga. I got a lot of other shit in my blood. I decided not to disclose it because if I disclose it, then the government would be asking me more questions.
So your definition of racism counts for any race practicing racism.
Yeah, sometimes niggas can be racist.
Sometimes,
nigga. What are you talking about? We racist to our own kind. Watch this. How many niggas you know have bought a gun and have said this like that? I can't wait to shoot a nigga. I wish a nigga would. I've never heard a nigga say, I got this just in case anybody come inside my house. I'ma shoot them. First thing we say, I wish a nigga would. I'm just saying. Niggas is racist to their own damn kind.
You gotta watch out for anybody that's telling everybody they got a gun.
Yes, that's true as well. But again, stuff like that though is like it's not just one race being racist. It's other. It's not even white people that are racist. It's people who international folks from different countries who don't like.
Yeah, of course.
Who don't like.
There's people from the
all
south
of
side
us.
that don't like people from the west side.
Point
My
blank.
question to you, right? So you actually grew up like dual dual cultures in the household, right? So which is amazing. What strikes in your mind, because there's traditional, from my perspective, right? There's traditional white America, which is the ongoing racism battle is white against black, other colors, right? But then on another aspect of your family, right? Then that ongoing struggle would probably be considered like German versus Hebrew or Jewish to an extent, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's that cultural divide in there. Like when you hear the word racism, what's the picture that gets painted in your mind?
I don't think I really have anything that really pops into my mind. I think Sam probably just explained it the best way it probably could be explained. Growing up, nothing was really taught to me. I wasn't naturally curious, but nothing was ever taught to me. So I always just figured out things on my own. As a matter of fact, actually growing up, when I was in elementary school, like a majority of the white kids would kind of like pick on me. Like I would sit at the lunch table by myself, shit like that. And I remember one time, this black dude, his name was Jonathan, he just like, hey man, you want to come sit with us? And it was a table full, it was white guys, it was some Indian dudes, it was black guys, it was like a Mexican kid. So it was like, I never really understood racism. But when I hear it now, when I think of it in a modern era, it's gonna be in a little more subtle way. Like pre-Trump, it was like in a very subtle way. It was just like, you're not really gonna, white people, they really only just throw out the N-word just to get a rise out of a black dude. Like they're gonna do it just because they're losing the argument. They're fucking angry, so they're saying it. So they just want to get you just as upset as they are. So when I hear that shit, I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up at that point. But now it's in like the subtle ways. Like I feel over the course of from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, now that it's getting picked up from under the rug, that there was that systematic racism. More people, especially white people, are getting informed by it. They're like, oh shit, like, oh, that was really going on. Like it wasn't a hoax. It wasn't something that was made up or we weren't unsure of. Like it's something that's actually true. So to me, racism, it obviously still goes on. I do agree with Sam when he's saying that any race could be racist. Because I've had, in my experience, there's been black people like, oh, I don't like white people. And like my black friends, they'll be like, oh, no, that's not cool. And I'm just like, man, like, I get it. There's a long list of reasons, right? But like I said, it's just like, it's very subtle, and I can't really put a better definition on than what he said.
So I mean, there's really no room for it to actually go anywhere, right? It's just a belief system some people are gonna hold, or just I mean, it's like it's almost
it's not
a
gonna
vibe
go
people can just tap into at any particular moment.
It's a terrible vibe. Tap into it at any moment.
But if I'm stuck in traffic, depending on who drives next to me, I'll be like, oh,
That's a terrible vibe. Just tap into any moment. Just be like, you fucking nigger. Like, oh, wait a minute, sir. I'm just wiping my ass. I'm in the toilet. How do you know I'm a nigger?
Right.
How do you know? See your damn ashy legs.
I mean, another thing, if you're just sitting here cold thinking about it, right, with just a couple of dudes sitting here just having a conversation, that's one thing. That's Monday morning quarterbacking. If you're in the heat of an argument with anybody, if you're in the heat of an argument with a family member, a brother, your old lady, your folks, or whoever it may be, your boss, coworker, whatever, at a certain point, you stop thinking rationally, and your emotions are gonna have. I mean, we're imperfect creatures. We're human beings. Like there's chemicals and chemistry and fucking pheromones and all kinds of shit firing off. That after a while, they say, you know what? We're not gonna deal with logic right now. I don't like you. I don't like this. Fuck your car. Your sneakers ain't shit. And you just start flying off the handle, and you tap into like some beastly, animalistic. You just don't care whether you right or wrong or nothing. You just want to hurt whatever it is in front of you that you don't like anymore. And that can tap in, like you were saying, you touched on it, like some of those people are going to say that just to get a rise out of somebody.
They do. And sometimes you don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
They're doing that just to get the rise off, and then you're off the handle.
Yeah, and you dead wrong. And if you have the opportunity afterwards to apologize for it, but the damage is already done. Like if you talking to your old lady, and you know you can pull out the arsenal, the big boom, and hit her with a certain word,
bitch.
yeah. Or you might. So I've heard people say, like, if you're in a relationship and somebody shares something deep about their personal past or whatever, if you pull that out in an argument and use it against them,
Oh no, you gotta go.
It's a wrap.
At that point, for me, anything's up in the air. Like, you've now opened up the door for me to say anything about you.
Yeah, at that point, I'm
And
gonna leave.
that's racism right there.
At that point, I have to leave.
You don't have to get defensive, goddammit. I'm saying that's the exact same.
He's talking from an emotional.
He's trying to save his
I'm
career
talking about from a
and
relationship perspective.
No, I'm saying, but it's the same. It's the same paint bucket. You're painting a different picture, but you're using the same colors, the same watercolors. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Because I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that's the exact same thing. If somebody pulls out the arsenal, are you like, we
that's what we're doing now.
Got no rules. But again, the damage is done at that point. Like, even when everything calms down, you're like, well, you took it too far. I mean, we can't even go back because that's always going to be playing in my head that,
but there's
that
always,
you use that against
there's
me.
always that, like, a respect I have for people. Like, everything's recorded now, everything's on social media. When I see
Very
instances like that, regardless if it's a racism thing or if it's a relationship thing, and I see the other person, being the bigger man, just be like, you know what, whatever. Like, don't even jump the gun on it. Like, you said that, I'm just gonna walk out. I'm just gonna walk away, because clearly you can tell that person knows in their mind, like, bro, you lost. Like, you're just saying shit just to get under my skin. I'm not going to further it so that we both, something escalates to whatever could happen. I'm just going to leave it at that. You said what you said. I know how you feel now, because I'm one of those people, I believe that everything said in anger is how you truly feel. Like, so if we get into an argument, you say something about me, and it doesn't matter how mad you are, if you say that, I'm like, all right, that's how you truly felt. It just came out. Like, you've been bottling it up, and it's just kept, while this argument's been happening, it just kept coming up. You finally let it out your mouth. I'm like, all right, cool. So whatever you said, if that's how you really feel, either we'll talk about it later when you apologize to me, or we won't speak again at all. That's just me, though.
I'm actually, I think they need to have. I never went to college, but I would pay a decent amount of money to go to a college course about how to read terms and conditions. Because I'm pretty sure I've signed away my liver, my pancreas, my next child, my middle name to TikTok,
that
Instagram.
Is some shit, though. That is some shit. We don't know what we have these agreed to these terms
at all.
Just hit that square button, no check mark pop. All right, cool.
Like Fabio Foreign right now is crying little fucking tattoo tears about May signing him for five racks and getting like half of his publishing. And I remember watching Making the Band with Diddy when it was coming up, and Diddy was just Diddy is notorious for slinging out slave deals to these people. Whole time I'm sitting there like, could never be me. I bet I ain't walking for no goddamn cheesecake. I ain't signing no bum ass contract.
67 years old.
TikTok. This is all the microphone video can watch anytime. I don't know. All right, you get the passwords to all my other. You get to look at my photos and all my videos. All right, accept.
Right.
Nothing. Never.
Yeah, I think that South Park did a skit about that shit, or a whole episode about terms and conditions of the iPhones. Like, every time they we got the phone or some shit, they go to the bank or they go somewhere and they get the new phone. Oh, well, you agreed to these terms. What the fuck do you mean I agreed to these terms? And then something crazy would happen to them, and they're like, well, you agreed to this already, so have a nice day.
Yeah,
you're fucked.
I got your
you're
name
fucked
in fine
already.
print. So.
And that was them telling us then, like maybe 10 years ago.
Have y'all ever seen a movie called The Wishmaster?
No.
It's like a bootleg ass old ass scary movie, but ultimately it's like the rated R version of Aladdin, where the genie is like, hey, I wanna
one of these.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I wanna be inside the bank, and
This nigga was fucking these kids and using them to pay his damn bills. That's what he was doing.
On Aladdin? What you
No,
talking about?
no, on this
Right.
damn bootleg genie you talking about.
Oh no! But no, it was basically like the premise of the movie is that like careful what you wish for type shit.
You
No,
just might
I'm
get
finna
it.
say like this genie is bogus. He having them rob
Yeah.
and steal for him. This nigga is
Nah,
bogus.
yeah. So, but no, it wasn't even like kids in it. It was just you'd ask for something and he'd give you like the fucked up version of it.
Like in Shrek 3 when Rumpelstiltskin
Oh, I
signed
get what
Shrek's
you're
life
saying.
away.
I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. Okay.
That's kind of what bugs me out on the terms and conditions is that I'm actually conditioned to their terms. Like I just don't care what I'm giving them.
Because
I'm
you
just
are
assuming them.
assuming them because like fuck, I
got
just
the
want to
best
use this.
I
intentions.
want the
product.
thing. You already have it. You told me I should download it, and I
Yeah.
look at you like, all right, you're still alive. Cool.
Good point.
Bink. I'll get
Good
it.
point.
But it is the absolute worst practice on planet Earth. to Just
No,
agree to
100%.
it.
Because we've been conditioned
need
to
that
just
before
like be on our
sex. I
phone
need
and be
those kind of
with the
conditions
times and
before
everything.
sex.
And then that's how you, because I watched this documentary on Netflix. That's how on your feed things pop up that you like or you see or that you always want to do. Like on my feed, on my Instagram, it's always stand-up comedy. It's got something to do with like food or shoes.
Oh, so that's why on my
The
Twitter
algorithm
feed,
knows,
it's
yeah.
always
It's always
Only
the shit you
fangirls
like because
sucking
whatever
dick.
you're
That's
liking.
exactly why.
If you're on Instagram, you're liking pictures of Instagram models all the time. When you go to that little
I don't
search
do it
button,
on
it's gonna be
Instagram.
Instagram models.
But when I-
you like comedy, it's gonna be comics. It's gonna
Yeah.
be food. It's food. Like the algorithm knows, and they do that not just for that app, but because
Makes
all the
sense.
apps are connected. Like with that metaverse shit. So fucking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit's connected. You're always going to be seeing the same shit or shit that is almost exactly similar to it because the algorithm knows like, oh, this is Mike. This is what Mike likes all the time. We're going to throw this in his face. So then he invests more time into it.
Facts. That's exactly why them titties on my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, Twitter porn is wild.
Twitter
But
porn is definitely a little wild.
they keep
That's
throwing
a
that
whole
shit to me
nother-
all day long. I'm like, oh my God.
I can't. I got on Twitter in church and got kicked out. They was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I was checking a football game." No, the fucking. I was like, "That's his Bleacher Report." I swear to God, her titties about underneath
ESPN
it.
threw some titties in my face. Stephen A. Smith was
They
wild.
kicked me out. I was like, they kicked me out. I'm like, give me this damn off and play. Let me select the pass.
How fast do you guys have siblings? Anybody younger in your younger niece, nephew,
Yeah,
only
brother,
child.
sister?
I got a younger sister. I mean, thank you, Tito's. I have a younger brother. And I got my older sister has 3 kids. And I got an older brother. He got two kids.
All right, so you got plenty of younger folks like in your
Yes,
atmosphere.
yes.
How connected are they with their phones already?
So first of all, my niece, this mug had a TikTok before her parents knew, and she had she was like 4. She was like 4. She controlled it. She controlled it herself.
Wow.
She controlled it herself. She knew how to go to the videos and do all that shit. And
She's 4. That's pre. That's preschool.
She was like 3 actually when she did it. She was 3 when she did it. She was
So
4
before
when they
a
caught
teacher
her.
in a school is teaching
Yeah.
her anything, the phone is teaching
Yeah,
her.
she
You
knew
learn
how
about
to do all
shapes
that
and
shit.
colors. You on TikTok.
She's
I'ma create
teaching
my new
herself to
viral
teach
thing.
the phone
She
to
had
teach
more
her.
followers than me before I got on TikTok. Yeah. She was like, "Why you not on TikTok?" I said, "What the fuck is TikTok? You are 4." Then when my mom found out, they got in trouble. They found a video. It was like a video. It's like they be like doom 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 doom, then they say run, and then you do something. This fucking kid was like, the music would play, and then she had her middle finger up, and it said run, and she ran. I'm like, "Oh, you're bad. You're
See,
a
that's
bad
because
influence."
that's how kids now they find out about everything. That's why when like you have like those issues they got when like they
But
introduce
it
a new
was funny,
superhero
though.
and like the superhero's game, like, oh, you're influencing our kids. I'm like, bro, he's got a phone. He's gonna find out about that shit regardless. Like you're gonna see that
you
shit on
can
Instagram.
censor it to a point, but that's why when they found out they took it from her, then they taught her about it, and we censored it to a point where she
Here's how
only can be on
censorship-
kids.
Here's how censorship
versions of
doesn't
it.
work. There's one kid whose parents don't care, and he knows how to get past the censorship, and then they go to school, and that kid teaches all the other censored kids how to get around the censorship shit.
Right.
And so forget censorship. Ain't no censorship. Terms and conditions,
Well, just
fake that
take
you
it from
18
their
and you
ass.
gone. So wait, like
I
when
was
you're
15
around,
hitting the porn apps. Are you 18? Yeah.
straight up. Well, I mean, that's
Terrible.
kind of what I'm
That's
getting
just
to. So
terrible.
like, how much time is she spending? If you're around her, is she just like tucked off somewhere? Just
No, she doesn't
boom.
be on her. So what they did now is she doesn't get to use it anymore. This was like maybe she's like 6 going on 7 now.
Okay.
So they've been took it from her and explained to her why she can't have it and like why she shouldn't be on there, the type of stuff that's on there. And now she just gets to like use her iPad for like homework reasons or when she's done with it. And they got a lot of time they spend together. Like my sister, she does hair now on the side, well as a main job, sells hair, sells products, helps at the restaurant in Cleveland, and she spends a lot of time with the kids now, so she got a lot of mom
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
She's done with school and all that stuff now, so they definitely spend a lot of time. Even me, like I don't get her regular gifts. I get her stuff that she has to do. Like for Christmas, I bought her like a jewelry set, but we had to paint the jewelry set and do all the jewelry and stuff together. Or like when I come home, I help her with homework. I make her read. I don't let her do that kind of stuff unless we're having fun. Like maybe I'll do a
Okay.
TikTok or two with you, but not all damn day. Or all every day, every day.
With your nieces, nephews / siblings / children is mind blowing.
It's critical for them too as well, because you never know what they're already thinking about before you get to bother them about what they're doing.
Wow.
Because the kids are already on a whole other level. So when you get to jump into them and being where they at, and now their level, it's kind of like, oh, okay, so you were thinking about why cars go so fast and why I can't live right here and be right here every single day. So I had to explain. My niece literally looked at me like, why can't you just move across the street? You always in Chicago. I'm like, well, it costs money. Okay, well, it don't cost that much. My mommy got money. I'm like, all right, well, let me explain to you a few things.
Yeah.
Let me sit you down.
Well, you just opened a door in my head that is critical to jump in and create with them. I'm thinking that it's wild to create with them, but you're like, yo, they're already gonna do it.
They're
So if you're not
do it.
jumping in with them,
Yeah.
then you're actually missing it. You're actually
You're
missing
gonna miss
out.
out on something. You both could open the door to something like that kid who does the videos with the kids and he goes and asks them questions and stuff, and
Yeah.
now he's on ABC and on the red carpet and stuff and doing
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that, asking them questions like. It opened the door for those kids as well. Like it gave them an avenue to say, "Hey, look what we can do. Look, mommy, this is cool. Like I can do this."
Yeah.
And like maybe they now starting stuff on them because they have their own following now. Like it's a different wave for these kids. Like I was telling my sister, like to be honest, since she was already smart enough to do that and what she's doing, I don't think she needs to be in school for regular school. I think she needs to be homeschooled and let her explore and act and play. Like, let's not hold her back. Because the basic years, if you learn in homeschool, you can be homeschooled the first fucking through 6th grade and catch up and be fine. But if you allow her to be herself, play a little bit, let her do an acting school or something, let her go to do some auditions, let your kids play. A lot of parents have done that in this generation because guess what? They catch back up. The shit we learned is basic, and some of it's bullshit too. But it's not going to change. And if they want to go to school, give them that chance to go to school. It's not a problem.
No, most definitely. With school now, you're just learning basics, and a majority of it you're not really using, especially if you're not going into a field where you don't need. I can't remember the last time I did fucking division.
Exactly.
I don't like anything after
calculator.
fucking geometry, calculus. I've never used any of that shit. Biology, like it's good information to have to an extent, but obviously, like biology, if you're not going to be a doctor, what the fuck do you need it for?
Yeah.
So your graduation year was like 17, 18, 19?
18.
What was your senior year? You're going to class in your senior year. How much do you get to have your phone, your iPad?
Yeah, tell me about that because I'm 4 years behind that. So talk to me
Now
about that.
it depends on the teacher. It really depends on the teacher. There a lot of teachers nowadays, like what school is now, they don't give a fuck whether or not you're learning it or not. They really don't. They
You
just
can get all the answers from your fucking
not
phone.
even that. It's just the teachers will grade you based off completion. You can hand them a sheet of homework as long as it's filled out and it looks similar to what it is. Like if it's a math sheet and I just write down numbers and equations, whatever, they'll be like, all right, 10 out of 10.
What school did you go to?
I live in Munster, Indiana, so I went to Munster High School.
Give me an example of a good teacher you remember and a bad teacher you remember. Like, what was their style? Like, interactive? Hey, guys, we're all going to use our phones together. Hey, don't have your phones at all? Or?
So when I say the phone thing, it's just a matter of a lot of teachers. They were like, I know you're glued to your phone. You want to be on your phone, whatever. Just don't be out like on the desk and shit, like talking on the phone like this. Like if you need to answer a quick text, yeah, cool, but don't be on it like that.
Yeah, see, nah, this is
compromising
different.
now.
That's what I'm saying. This is bullshit, bro. Like
That's wow.
That's like I said. It's for some teachers. A lot of teachers they would be like, no phone.
Nah,
like
see, Steve,
make sure
look.
it's off. Make sure it's in your bag. Shit like that's the rule now. Like you need to put it in your bag. But teachers, they're like,
Steve, I grew up in a time. I went to high school 2010, 2011, 2014. We could not have the fucking phone. We're not supposed to have the phone on our person. The motherfucker was supposed to be in the locker.
Yeah, no.
Not supposed to be. Hold on. It wasn't no. If you need to answer a text, if you texting motherfucker instantly, they on that trying to take your shit. You in the office, you gotta go. All kind of bullshit.
No, there was some
This was
instances
before.
like that.
This was nigga. I was in high school before Snapchat. Nigga, Snapchat came out the last year of my high school.
Mm-hmm.
The last year, nigga. Instagram had just popped off.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little behind. I barely had an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? This was different times.
Right.
People still getting their phone stolen.
Mm-hmm.
It's different times. Couldn't use our fucking phone in class. That was a no-no. I got cussed the fuck out at home for using my phone in class. Mainly because we was playing fun run all damn day in class.
Right.
Wasn't my problem. Still, different times. What you, Mike?
There was no fucking cell phones when I was in high school, nigga. What you
When
talking
were you in high school?
The 90s.
God damn! This man's at the 90s. How old are you, Mike?
Kevin Hart did it better. Anyway.
Doesn't matter. I wasn't trying to be like Kevin. Nigga, the 90s? Damn, not even the 2000s?
No.
You look like you're 30. How old are you?
Fair enough. 42.
All right. Black don't crack.
Hey, man. Peanut butter don't smother. So nah, but
That's a light skin joke. That's a light skin joke.
Nah, so that's why. So even when we was talking earlier about like how you guys was like, man, you know, there's pieces and bits and pieces here and there about, you know, that's videotape from coming up. Like these kids now, like it's no choice, right? Voluntarily. They're videotaping. Like when you're talking to these folks, I know you can't think of older generations, young people, but how advanced do kids seem now these days with access to everything we have access to? Like
You can't bullshit a kid. You can't.
Wow.
Like you can't tell a kid like certain shit and then you expect them to believe it because they can look it up. Like they can go on their laptop, they can go on their iPad, they go on
I can
Google.
hear
Like
that.
Santa Claus
I
is
can
over.
hear that.
Right? Yeah. Like
Nah.
Santa got him. My friend at school told me he Googled Santa. He's not real. Like you can't. You just can't bullshit a kid no more.
I'm telling you, some neighborhoods you can. Some neighborhoods
Yeah,
you can.
yeah.
You gotta understand. I've being in different areas of the world, just in America. You can. Some of these.
Yeah, no,
we
it's
still got
obviously-
traditional bullshitters going on.
Yeah.
But to your point, yes, it's very hard to get these kids to be like gullible because they're so obsessed.
Are you noticing
accessible to-
anything? Are you noticing anything with like the younger generation, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, where you're like, wow, that's pretty goddamn clever for somebody in second grade?
Oh yeah, I can tell you right now, they can play Call of Duty and tell me every single gun on that motherfucker, the attachments, the bullets, and everything, but they cannot focus in math class and tell me about the numbers and the digits. I said, nigga, it's the same shit. You just told me about the percentage of the
You're
bullets.
just not
and what they
killing
can do.
nobody.
You just not shooting at nobody. I said, shoot these math problems the same way you shoot these goddamn kids on the game. You'll be amazing.
Yeah.
But to your point, they are way more advanced with things that they like to do and that they already have seen and been accessible to.
Okay.
So if we had the school knowledge the same kind
Yeah.
of way, the first thing they saw, I swear to God, they would already been at that point of, all right, I like this is cool, and then the technology stuff would have just been an additional. But since that was already in front of them, we got them on camera. Think about it, half of them started off their life, and they 1 or 2 years old, and there's a fucking phone right in their fucking face.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I got videos of me holding my niece and my nephews in my arms, and they on camera. You know what I'm saying?
camera, right.
Like, they can't. They wasn't their fault. This motherfucker put me on camera.
Are they even asking questions anymore? Or are they just telling you what they know now?
They ask you about what you be like. These kids is like more entitled. Like say you want to cook them some food. Like, all right, it's time for lunch. I'm like, what we eating? All right, I got oodles noodles. We can't get no shrimp. We can't get no pasta, no chicken. I'm like, damn, hold on. What the fuck do y'all eat? Doing? Like,
and they
we
show
eat
you a
sandwiches.
TikTok of filet mignon.
Nah, they tell me what the
chicken
fuck their
cordon bleu.
parents is doing for them nowadays. I said, these motherfucking parents are spoiling these kids. But also, it's not that they spoil them. These kids feel, and like you said, what they see on TikTok and everything, they feel like, hold on, why can't I have this? I want this. Like, let me get that. Like, you ain't got it. Let me tell you how we can go get it. You supposed to call this number, go to the store, get this, and then where your money at then, Miss 3-year-old, Miss 5-year-old, 8-year-old, since you know how to do everything. And then if you don't do it for them, also notice they know how to do the shit too. You know what I'm saying? They can go in the kitchen and do all that shit. They can go in the bathroom, clean it. All that. These kids are smart enough. They talk back as well. Like they speak to you the same way you speak to them. You know what I'm saying? They're very intelligent, these new ones.
Where's the is when you were in school, Where is the best basketball player, best football player, best rappers, and best online presence, most followers in your high school? Is he competing at the same level? Is the highest followers with the funniest skits or the most popping TikTok or whatever? Are they above everybody else on the popularity chart in school these days?
What do
As
you
far as
mean?
like after graduation or while in school?
While in school.
You talking about? Wait.
Like so, like
Rephrase
the
question.
head basketball person is gonna be popular in school. The prettiest chick is gonna be popular in school. The whatever the kid
Oh
that rap
well,
is
I
gonna
give
be
you this.
popular
I
in
give you
school.
this.
Where's the top
The-
social media presence kid in
I-
the school? Where is he at in
For
popularity?
for me, all the athletes, damn near all the athletes at my high school fucking sucked. There was like one guy. There was like one guy that was really good. He was a grade above me, but my time really came like the one would be like the prettiest girl, and it wasn't even necessarily the prettiest girl, but like around when I was in middle school, I was around when like sending nudes was started becoming like the real. I don't know if
Shout out to sending news.
like that was the thing, like because you know you got a bunch of horny fucking kids and it'd be like, oh, let me see your titties or something like that. So that started happening, and then it was kind of like, oh, Stacy sent a picture of her titties to him, and then he sent it to me, and then everyone's seeing it. Everyone's got like the attention is derived towards her, and then you know, girl, you know how fucking women are like, oh, she got all the attention. Well, let me go do it. 'Cause, you know, you're a young girl, you just want that attention. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
stupid. So you do that same thing. So that was kind of the thing that was really big for high school. There was no like star athlete in my grade. There was
Okay.
no like star social media guy. There was nothing. Everyone kind of had like their own thing. You know, there were like the popular crews, but that was just because they partied. Like that was about it.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, it wasn't. We came up around the time when social media and all that stuff was gaining,
Just starting.
just starting. And I will say this stuff for like the people who did stuff versus if it was like me entertainment. You got the people who hooped, you got the people who rapped, or you got the people who just popular. They're still at those weird kind of like plateaus we were then. Like I went to school with R.A.P, the girl with the who dated the money bag yo. Her baby mama went to school with her. Drizzy the rapper.
Okay.
Like we all was in the same building. So and a lot of us, even in my grade, we all still do stuff. We got rappers that's in the industry. We got people that act that are signed to agencies like myself or who also do comedy, who also do other shit music wise. And it's like looking at our social media pages now, if we were in high school, it kind of would mimic what we were doing in high school. Because we were all just kind of starting all our shit and we were still following each other.
Still trying to figure out like what it is you want to get into and what it is that you want to do for the rest of your
if
life.
this was like 10 years ago, like, because that's when we were in high school, 8 years ago, basically. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary pretty soon. Because they just passed 18 years. We only like 2 years apart in school, most of us. Even like with Will Mass, he went to high school with us. Like even looking back at all the stuff we used to do, the people who did the stuff, they still doing the stuff, or they're doing it at a bigger plateau level of what they were doing it in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when Dreezy first was handing people her mixtapes and telling us about how she was rapping and she was cold, and all of a sudden now you look up nowadays, she's a critically acclaimed rapper.
Right,
She's somebody.
She on there, the
You know what I'm
Dreamville
saying?
projects and shit.
Exactly. So like it's just it's just progress and work. You'll see it through the years or through the whatever the progression might be. You know.
Is there still a big connection that you guys have with, like, when you first started coming up on social media, that peer group that you had, whether it's your whole class, your whole school?
Definitely.
There's still a huge connection.
It's definitely
between
still
all
a
y'all?
connection. We and that's crazy because we went to Rich South. And Rich South doesn't even really exist anymore. But the presence of a lot of the people, like I only mentioned like 3 names, like Will Mass and Drizzy and R.A.P. But we got a lot of people who came through them buildings, like AZ Production. He came up in the video. He was there. My sister was there. Like it started like with his generation. We had Makari Brooks played basketball there. We had a lot of people who just did stuff at that building, and the creative energy is so weird. The thing you be talking about, the creative energy of that building just kept flowing through, and a lot of us, even now when we link and do projects, it's like that same vibe. Like when we was in high school, like we still feel it. Like we still got that same creative energy, that same flow, and it's like we still keep in touch no matter what grade level it might be. And I felt like that was a good thing, about where I grew up at. Like it wasn't the city, even though I'm from the city, I had to go to school in the suburbs, but it was like with that energy or that vibe I grew up around was definitely needed for what we were doing, because we always creating. And now to look up, like I'm still creating, still doing stuff, and so are they. and it's like mimicking what we were doing almost 10 years ago. It's just fucking kind of crazy to say, you know, because some people can't even say, "Oh, I got 10-year friends." Like, damn, I kind of coming up on that. Shit's coming up on more than just 10 years with some of them, you know.
That's legit amazing. Was there? Oh, by the way, what was this? What was this big, crazy, wild scenario that you was talking about before we got started? Remember when I was like, man, we just shooting a podcast, just be yourself. We gonna roll the camera, and he was like,
oh, Vabbing.
I'm gonna wait till we. What's this
What
big
was
juicy?
it?
Vabbing? It better be good. It better be good.
You heard about it?
Dabbing?
Vabbing.
What
Evidently,
the fuck is
women
vabbing?
are using.
What Pornhub category is
Yeah,
this?
see. Yeah, so evidently.
Wait, what?
No, so evidently.
Spell it.
Vabbing.
Like
Okay.
dabbing with a V?
Yeah, so evidently women are using their vaginal fluid as perfume now.
What?
Yes. Bitches are taking their
Vaginal
pussy juice and
fluid?
just.
Give me some.
Bah.
That sound like a Jamaican
Give me
voodoo,
some.
bro. That don't even.
Give me some. I want to try this. I want to try it.
Like,
This
no,
shit-
because like, it was funny because when I thought about it, I was like, man, what if I'm
wanna
walking through
smell it.
Macy's and I just see a bottle of perfume that says Victoria's Secret pussy
Yeah.
juice?
What?
Yeah.
I would buy it, and I would be like, she's like, what? Do you got on Sarah's pussy? Yeah, I do.
This is
I
what I
think that
thought.
on
This is
Savage.
what I was saying. I was like, bro, if Halle Berry starts selling her pussy juice in bottles, I'd buy that shit in bulk.
I wouldn't buy it.
Now look, vaginas might be the most wonderful thing on planet Earth.
No, it is not.
But in the
No, it is not.
All right, if you like
It is the
banana
most
flavored
precious,
food, then
wonderful thing on
happy to-
earth. It is the most precious, wonderful thing on earth. You got to call it precious first. Pussy is precious.
Yeah, precious pussy juice.
There you go,
But
precious.
within context, within all brand names are trademarked. Within context, right? Because the only time I like Flamin' Hots is if I'm really hungry and I have a certain kind of sandwich from Subway. Otherwise, shit disgusts me. Like random, I'm not horny pussy juice.
Just smelling is
That
gonna throw
would
you
be a
off.
bummer if you just, hey Mike, what do you think about this? And we just at Macy's. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
It's pussy juice.
So yeah, she's selling it now. Like no.
Yeah.
And then you know what the next question will be? Yeah, she's selling it, but why do you know what Sarah's pussy smell like? Like you be like, damn.
You got, oof. You
You
know,
walking down
yeah.
the streets, you smell pussy juice. I have to start wearing my
ex in
mask
high
again.
school used to wear it.
Gross.
Her name was Stephanie. I don't get it either.
That's a good one.
Hell nah.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, ma'am, you gotta take this back. You can't come outside like this.
Yeah.
Because now I want to go inside of your vagina. Because now you smell like it. Let's
Right
go
now,
inside.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was like a thing
Especially
on
if we
TikTok
already
where-
fucking-
Because technically, it really shouldn't be
What
all
if-
that potent.
what
That
if-
you walk by me, I'm like, what's that fragrance?
But listen, because all pussy don't smell, but some pussy don't smell like shit. But that's what I'm saying. What if a nigga you used to fuck with, right, it gets a whiff of that? While we like run into him or something, he like,
Yeah.
damn, what y'all doing after this? I'm like, I know what you thinking about. No,
Like I walk by,
He just walks up to you. Oh no.
You're like,
I
damn.
walk by a girl. Hey, what you wearing? 6-hour basketball balls, baby. Hey, this is soccer scrotum. Yeah, take a pic.
Nah, it is definitely gross.
Yeah, I wouldn't put no money into it.
I feel like it's probably not something new. It's just being advertised, which is scary right now because a trend, the availability for something to happen, and then people to hop on a trend when they see it going up, and they're like, "Oh, I want to jump in on this and have a reason to record and pop it out there." That goddamn the crate challenge or the any whatever, pick a challenge,
shit-
name it here, and
shit
I'll
was
know dudes all day that's like, man, that's goofy. That's goofy, Joe. I ain't finna do none of these little man. You corny. You on your you taking selfies, and then boom. Hey, we setting up these crates, man. We about to.
Where did they get that many crates from? I still want to know.
I don't know.
I can't find the crate right
Milk
now.
carton
to save
crates
my
are
life.
us. Will hit a lick and got a
It was-
major bag for about 2.5 months.
You know what's the funniest thing to me in the world? And this is completely off topic. I just
What's
thought
that?
about it because now I'm thinking about like where did these milk cartons come from? Everybody in America not in America, keep bothering me talking about something. This is a recession. This is a recession. I said, I know. I said, listen, they gave you dummies 2 years ago. They gave out $1 billion in hopes that money would be returned to the economy. And y'all went on vacation. And you wonder why everything is so hot. Nigga, they is coming back in
It did
blood.
return to the economy. It returned to Louis Vuitton was for a quarter the richest person in the world.
Nigga, that,
For a quarter's worth of earnings,
What'd you just say?
he beat out the Louis Vuitton or the Louis Vuitton. I forget the name of it. It's I forget the umbrella corporation that owns it, but the people that own Louis Vuitton for a quarter earnings worldwide, they were the richest company in the world.
God
As a
damn.
corporation.
The
Because
past
everybody
year?
got their money
The past year?
and was like, bang, I'm buying Louis, I'm buying whatever
exactly.
other companies. That
You
they
know
own.
who their main customer was? That pastor in Brooklyn.
Got robbed.
And they got their ass. They got say, go get that shit back. He still got it on layaway.
That one thing that does definitely give me like hope is that y'all's generation, for the better part, the cats that's in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, is your access to information. So I was even talking about this, I think, on the last episode because I had a cat on here who was like 24. But like right now, y'all are supposed to be making mistakes and doing dumb shit and just living your life and fucking caution to the wind, just being in your 20s and boom, this is what it is, and then mature through age because that's just how life works. That's the one constant is that young is for dumb, old is for, all right, let me get my shit together, and then hopefully you die
You
with
know
some
what I
money
can
to
see
pass
with
on to other
the
people.
younger generation? They're fast. They've
Did
already.
you just say the younger generation?
Yeah,
We talking about 7-year-olds, nigga.
them,
You 26.
Them.
Who the fuck
hold
is
on.
them? Y'all
The
the same age?
21-year-olds. No, fuck that. They pick up on shit faster than we did, and they've already like that groove
what I mean.
that they're in.
It's hard to bullshit a kid.
It's hard. Not even just a kid. The younger guys right behind us, the people who may be 4 to 5 right behind me, and the ones I'm 4 to 5 behind.
Yeah.
I'm a little quicker for them, and they sense of it. But the
Yeah.
shit that they do, the shit they pick up on, how fast that they found their groove of whatever they do is quicker than we have.
Oh,
Dude,
that's everybody.
Like it's wild because when I was in high school, when I was graduating, like that whole period, and like I didn't know. The year after graduation, I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna have fun. Like I just did 12 years of school. That 1 year, I'm at least have fun.
I didn't say that.
And then like I shouldn't have did it, but I'm glad I did because I was like, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because when I was in high school, everyone seemed like they had a path. Everyone seemed like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go in this field, this, that, and the third. And I was like, I kind of like I felt left behind. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. And you know, the pandemic, like that was kind of like the pause for everybody. Like people were still going to school, online school and shit like that. But for people who were doing like trades or whatever it be, everyone was kind of on pause for that. But now, especially because I've actually been doing comedy consistently, and like when I was really getting booked on shows and everything in that manner, like a lot of people from high school would message me and be like, "Oh man, it looks like you're doing your shit. Good for you." Blah blah. Like and goes, you looks like you know what you're doing. I'm like, bro, I've got no fucking idea. I'm just winging it. But thanks. Like,
Yeah.
but it's that sense of like what you were saying. Like we pick up on the things faster now. Like what we want to do, and that's really good. I always tell people because I still have friends to this day. Like, man, I don't know exactly what I want to do. I'm like, what are you good at? I'm good at this. Is that what you're into? Yeah, do that. Because that's what I did. I was good at writing. I was always like, out of all my classes, I was good at English. I could always write something. I could always talk, whatever, this and the third. And I was funny, and I liked stand-up. So I was like, fuck, take these and just move forward with it.
That's good.
That's what I always tell people. It's like, whatever you're good at, whatever you like doing, combine them and move forward.
That's what's beautiful is that for the older generation, people in my generation, it's like, man, these kids ain't shit, da da da. Which, by the way, every single generation does to every generation below them. But what gives me the shining light is, again, y'all have access to everything, and to be able to sit back and watch y'all's maturity through this access to information. Like when you get to my age, I believe I'm going to be thoroughly impressed by what y'all is bringing to the table. Because you're in a pressure cooker right now. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody is on camera. Everybody is competing for views, likes, and whatever. So the gauntlet that y'all have to go through is way more sophisticated and way tougher and way more numbers to compete than any generation before y'all. And it just keeps getting heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Before, the generation above me, you had to be at least 18 and actually in the mix of comedy to even be considered a comedian. You guys are literally competing with 4-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 18-year-olds me, generations above me that are savvy enough to hop on here, your own generation, your own peers, and a whole bunch of them, millions upon billions of people. So for the folks from y'all's camp that's gonna make it out, y'all two specifically, to make it out and make that mark, like the brand, how savvy you're gonna have to be, how quick you're gonna have to be, how funny you're gonna have to be, how many of these days, those, that, Z's, A's, blah, 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 whatever you identify as, how clever you gotta be to maneuver all these minefields, to make it through all these different other people. It's gonna be impressive to see what y'all bring to the table when you mature into yourselves, man. And I'm truly looking forward to it. That being said, what does Trump mean to y'all?
The fuck?
That was a segue to something I was not expecting.
Transition.
What the hell kind of question is that, Mike?
I want to
where
see.
your red head at?
Gotta keep you up.
Where your
Gotta
red
keep you
head
off
at?
balance.
Where your
Gotta keep
red
you off
head at,
balance.
man? That's all.
Never let them know your next move.
Find the red head.
Where you at with it?
Why are you looking at me first?
Hey,
Hey,
whoever's
hey,
answering
look,
first.
I
Why
put-
y'all so sensitive? I thought
First
y'all
of
was
all,
comics.
Trump is an asshole, but Trump is a businessman. And,
Okay.
I don't think there's a better way to put it other than that. It's
Just
like,
that. He's an asshole.
a
He's a
businessman.
businessman.
Because we got an election coming up in about 2 years, and
talking about
y'all was
it,
talking
yeah.
freely about
feel like-
politics before we hit.
I
before we
feel
hit
like-
but
record.
y'all, like,
You know what? I'll say what I gotta say.
let me
That's
hear
what I
it.
gotta say. Trump is an asshole. He's a douchebag.
I love that word, by the way.
But God damn it, he ran his bitch like a business, and right now the business is bad.
That's what I want
Right
to get
now,
to the heart of.
business
bad.
is not booming, as they say.
It's not even that it's not booming. Business is doing business, but it's bad because motherfuckers ain't got money because of the shit is costing so high because of the broker deals and the broker situations that we had in place had to be flipped and changed because they want to change some shit because of this and that. But I'll just tell you this much. You know, besides the racism and the and I'm not looking past.
You know what? Let me
racism.
speak on that because
You
Trump
gotta-
to me was the funniest motherfucker. And now, because look
like
at
the
this.
lesser
Look
of
at
two
this.
evils.
Look at it like this.
Well, we don't know that. You wasn't there in the 1960s and whenever they were shooting them presidents up
Well,
with heroin.
JFK
That
wasn't
shit
that
was
funny.
hilarious. Nah, I didn't mean to say. I meant when they were shooting them, like Roosevelt and them, shooting them up with heroin. That shit had to be funny. When there was war going on, that shit, they was saying whatever the fuck came to their mouth.
No, but what I'm getting to is like.
That's where he get it from.
But it's like
They've been
because he
saying
called
that.
coronavirus the Chinese virus.
Called
Right?
the Kung Flu. That's different.
Imagine what he would call the
Kung Flu.
monkeypox. Guys, you're not gonna believe what I have to say.
I don't want you to say shit. I don't want you to say shit.
He said he's calling them the porch monkeypox. Wait a minute, people. Hold on.
I don't want him to say shit. I already have.
Nah, what you gotta say? I gotta hear it now.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about like from Trump's perspective. Like
He just laid a landmine and walked away. He put a timer on the bomb and then crashed out the room.
no,
Somebody
I
gonna
have
step on
nothing.
that.
I have nothing. But
That's terrible.
So for because you guys got your finger on the pulse of people who are actually the ones that they're targeting for votes.
tired of being targeted.
Is the feeling like he's the lesser of two evils considering what we got?
I'm tired
going
of
on?
picking the lesser two evils. I picked the lesser two evils every time I decided to put on
powerful.
a condom or fuck this bitch raw. Why do I gotta continuously pick the lesser of the two evils? Why can't one just be good and just be good forever?
Yeah, good luck with that. So I mean, it's gonna be
Good luck
interesting
with that.
2 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's the same. It's like choosing the sex part. It's serious. Choosing the president is like choosing pussy or choosing penis. Whatever your preference is, people. Because nowadays it ain't even female or male. It's people. Whatever your preference is, people. But choosing your president should be like choosing your pussy. You want to be able to play with this pussy. Can this pussy make you laugh? Can you really enjoy this pussy?
you want to take the president out on a couple dates first?
No, not even that. Even when this pussy pisses you off, you gotta agree with this pussy, cause you chose this pussy.
You must have never had pussy slash your
But
tires and put paint on your car.
listen. That's what I'm saying. This is also a crazy pussy. This pussy is racist. This pussy will also get A$AP Rocky out of jail faster than they got Brittany Griner, which is fucking crazy to me. Think about this. We logically got
Kodak
Brittany
Black.
Griner out of jail and all them other people
Lil Wayne.
and all that bullshit Even when what's her name was what's that girl name? Kim Kardashian. She got a lot of people out of jail when Trump was in office, right? Why the fuck did we have to give them a Russian arms dealer back for a basketball player?
Oh, they threw 2 more people. I think Russia threw 2 more
They had
people.
they had the arms deal and they had another guy.
Think about it.
And they tried to throw in like some other convicted murderer.
When have we ever heard of some shit like that? This ain't the 80s with the Berlin Wall. What the fuck is going on? So I ain't saying bring them back. I'm just saying the type of business. We need a business person. We don't need necessarily Mr. Trump at all.
Yeah.
We just need
I'm not asking for your vote. I was just asking to find out what the consensus is.
Jay-Z, what about him?
John
Jay-Z
Carter.
is president? Is Jay-Z president?
As president of the United States, ain't trying to be the president of the United States.
He too cool to take all them shots.
Ain't nobody's finna be ain't no real nigga finna be the president of the United States. They ain't gonna let no real nigga be the president of the United States.
It's probably gonna be Dwayne Johnson at some point.
That ain't even a real nigga.
There's gonna be a campaign of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson versus who the boxing kid's brother? Paul. Yeah.
Jake Logan.
It's gonna be president and vice president. Watch. Oh man, hold on. So we starting to wind down. Before we get up out of here, I want to make sure you guys is letting the people know how they can find you on socials, how they can find you around the city, what you got going on. If y'all producing any shows, y'all got any podcasts, y'all got any music, if y'all making hellified 6 pieces with mild sauce. Whatever you got going on, man. If you want to promote your German-speaking music video you got coming out, man, please take this time right now to let the folks know. Steven Black, man, tell them where they can find you, what you got going on.
Right now, we're writing a few skits out. We're going to be recording them on Third Pulse Media. Go check them out. They also have a dope podcast.
Shout out Third Pulse Media.
Huh?
I said shout out Third Pulse Media.
Yeah, they got a dope podcast that they do as well. Go check them out. Shout out Will Hill and Curtis. Got no shows coming up, but if you ever want to see me, you think I'm funny, you want to follow me, Instagram, Stephen A. Black, and then you want to come see me, I'm always at Riddles, Bar 10, Red Room, Laugh Factory, trying to work my way into Zanies. So any comedy club or place that's got an open mic, probably find me there.
That's what it is, man. Nope. Sam the Prodigy. You getting hellified work lately, man. Why don't you let the people know how they can find you on socials, how they can find you throughout the city?
You can find
nationwide, matter of fact.
Out, yes. You can find me out in the city on 115th, 857 West 115th Street. Come get some chicken at Sam's Chicken and Fish. I'm there pretty much every day of the week. You catch me there. But at nighttime.
Are you like the third? Like Sam something the third?
Yeah, that's not my real name, the Prodigy. I'm not going to give them my government here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. I didn't even make that name, Sam the Prodigy. Somebody made it for me. I just went with it. But if you want to find me with the comedy, I've been blessed to be at the Laugh Factory a few times this month. Hopefully I'll be back in August. Again, I don't have nothing booked specifically, but I do run a room every Thursday in Glenwood at Bistro. What's the Art Bistro? Not Art Bistro. Lord have mercy, the liquor is hitting. We have Bistro in Glenwood on Nugget Street, 100 East Nugget Street.
Dope.
So come get some laughs every Thursday, 8 o'clock. Fun shit.
Oh yeah, how they can find you on the did you give them the gram?
Oh yeah, the gram Twitter, whatever you want to find me on. Sam the Prodigy. Find me on there. Hit me up. See me at Riddles, like you said. I'm doing open mics. Catch me at Bar 10. Catch me at Francis, making them people laugh.
Yeah. Find him anywhere backwoods or sold.
That is a problem as well. Yes. Yes. Also, if you got a player or two that you want to send me, I definitely audition for a lot of things as well. I don't just don't turn down work.
Never, not at all. I am, of course, Mike Knight. You can find me at Mike Knight Comedy on all the things. This is a Real Rap, your number one source for comedy news and interviews, man. Make sure y'all tapping in. This is second episode of the second season. We got incredible guests coming up, man. So I always am supporting my local comics. Again, traveling comics, man. Comics on the come up. But this season got a lot of surprises for y'all, man. We're going to have some guests that's outside of the comedy realm. It's going to blow y'all mind, man. So I'm tapping in with a lot of people doing a lot of different things.
He's got a ventriloquist who can speak to dead porn stars.
And I'm going to hire him to talk for Sam when he's off these backwoods because this is much mouth. But nah, man, we got a lot going on, man. I had a hell of a time here with the Young Guns in Comedy, man. So just make sure you keep tuning in.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely,
man.
It's been
a
my pleasure,
fun
man.
time.
He gave hookahs, free Tito's. You know, I've been drinking free liquor the last 6 days. It's been
Hey, we
amazing.
beeping out the name of that liquor company because I had you on like 80% of my episodes, and we haven't got a call for a promo yet.
Let's just call it Vrakra.
That's what it is, man. I'm Mike Knight. It's Real Rap Podcast. Love y'all.
We out.
Peace. Mike, now you straight from the south side. Mike, now you. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.